Hi, I'm here with Pastor Jeff of the Old Dutch Church. Can you tell me a little about the relevance of this church to the town?
Well, sure. We're here on 2 weekends before Halloween, and there are thousands of people here. Why are they here? Because of the story Washington Irving wrote and about this burying ground and this church. If it were not for that story and this church's place in it, well, we probably wouldn't be called Sleepy Hollow as a village, and we wouldn't have these kinds of visitors here for Halloween. It was built in 1685 by Frederick Phillips. He owned all of this land, most of what's Westchester County. Everybody living up here were, for the most part, Dutch farmers, tenant farmers, really. And he built the church really at the behest of his wife, and it became kind of the manor church. He's buried here, as a matter of fact. He and 20 members of his household. And it's just been an active church ever since then.
And can you tell me a little about the legend of Sleepy Hollow in a brief explanation?
Well, legend's a great story. Ichabod Crane, the story says, used to come to this church, and he would sing so boisterously that all the way down there at Phillips Manor at the mill pond, his voice could be heard. He was in love with Katrina Van Tassel, whose grave is just 100 yards behind where we're standing right now. And Ichabod wanted to court that young lass, Katrina, but he had a competitor in Brom Bones. And one night after a great party at the Van Tassel mansion, Ichabod was coming home and heard footsteps behind him. He was racing. If he could just get to this place, across the bridge to the safety of the sanctuary of the Old Dutch Church, he'd be okay. But that's not how the story ends.
Hi, I'm here with Janie, a member of the Old Dutch Church. Can you tell me why do people come to Sleepy Hollow Old Dutch Church?
Well, this is the oldest church in New York State, still standing. It's been here since 1685. Some of the elements of it are original. The date is on the bell that's in the tower, in the church belfry, and some of the other elements on the inside are also original to those early days. The reason most people come here, though, is to learn more about the legend of Sleepy Hollow. Washington Irving, who wrote the story, is buried nearby, and a lot of the characters in his novel seem to be named after some of the names on the tombstones, on the gravestones here. Many of these graves are related to the early members of the church after the Revolution.
What I love about it is honestly, it's on the river community. It's right, everything kind of flows to the river. We have a great downtown area. We have a lot of historic places here, and with the development of the river of the past 10 or 15 years, it really is a place for people to congregate and really enjoy what we have here from a community base, from a historical perspective. And honestly, it's destination place. I've seen over the past 10 or 15 years the amount of tourism in this town has been quadrupled. So it really is, it's a place where people want to come, visit, to stay and enjoy, and we're lucky enough to live here. We have a 24-hour day. So Sleepy Hollow is very central to both Tarrytown and Sleepy Hollow, both villages. I see it from a past student, from a parent now, and a community member. It really is and it should be. It's a very important and integral part of our community.
I'm here with Mr. Baxter. Mr. Baxter, since working here at Sleepy Hollow, how do you like it?
I enjoy Sleepy Hollow a great deal. It's a fantastic community. As far as the high school goes, we're a community of learners, and I think teachers and students work together to try to arrive at the best outcomes they can on a daily basis. We do some innovative things when it comes to scheduling classes. We have longer periods which allow teachers to go more in depth with their students, bring in technology and utilize technology in a way that a shorter period wouldn't allow for. Our student athletes represent us very, very well in the field, on the court. Our dramatic actor students represent us very well in productions and in musicals and in dramas. And it's a great place to come. I won't say work because I never view it as work, but it's a nice place to come to every day and be involved in the educational process.
Okay, and where would you like to take the program over the next couple of years?
Well, I'll tell you, I think the biggest thing is I want to continue having the program be a positive experience for our kids. We got a great group. This is a special place, Sleepy Hollow. The spirit and the pride is alive and well, and we're going to continue doing that. We make it a positive experience. We'll get more kids participating. Our teams will be improving like they are now. We had the highest percentage of winning in the last 8 years. Last year at varsity level, so it's been terrific. Perception of Sleepy Hollow is on the rise, and it's certainly been a positive situation. And I want to continue it. I certainly like to get to the promised land and everything, and this year, just from the fall, we had every one of our teams qualify for sectional playoffs, which is a plus. And, you know, it's just been an exciting time for us here. We see a lot of good things. We get a lot of support from the administration, the Board of Education, and certainly the community at large with all the recreational and things that they get, which help develop the modified developed the JV developed the varsity. So we really want to try to continue that type of thing. We've got a beautiful facility. Next year we'll have turf fields, so our kids will get an opportunity to participate every day in case if it rains. You don't have to wait 2 days to get back on the field. But it's going to be a great place to be in the next future, and I'm excited about being here.
I'm here, Ms. Conklin. So, Ms. Conklin, what makes Sleepy Hollow High School unique?
Actually, all of you. This is a school that's organized by its mission, which is really to serve the young people of this community. And that's very dynamic. So as you guys change and come here and bring your needs, your interests, your desires, it's up to us to figure out how to interpret high school to meet you where you are and take you where you need to be.
So how has high school developed? Where has it sort of been and where has it now come? How has it come to this point, basically?
Well, I arrived here in 1994. So I'm in my 21st year as the principal of the school, which is kind of amazing to think about it. It was a very traditional high school in many ways. It was a school where teachers were organized to deliver their course and their curriculum, and students pretty much came in, took notes, and took tests. It sat in desks in fixed rows. It was a very traditional high school, and over time, we've really worked hard to evolve the curriculum and to organize teaching and learning to be a much more dynamic, student-centered thing. I would say probably the biggest change is teaching in the block. When we moved from 40-minute periods, and there was an evolution to 53-minute periods, and then from 53-minute periods, eventually moved to 90-minute periods, it really prompted us to think about teaching in a much more engaging, dynamic way. And I would say that was the vehicle where it could all come together. We also have hired some really wonderful teachers and built a faculty that not only is strong in their content, but really cares about working with teenagers. And I think that's a very special combination.
It really is excellent. So where do you see it going over the next few years?
Listen, I think it's more of the same. We are satisfied and pleased. Maybe I should take that back a step. We are pleased but never satisfied. Like we're never done.
Yeah.
So while we're doing great things now, we're always thinking, well, what's the next step. Where do we take computer science applications? What can we be doing with college and career readiness? How can we further articulate with local universities and colleges to have a bridge experience to prepare you better? What kind of internships? What kind of new advanced placement courses? What do the Common Core standards and the new SATs require of you? What are colleges saying? What are employers saying? You know, we're always supposed to be reading, analyzing, getting stronger, better, and figuring out how to take it to the next level. That's our job.
Okay, thank you very much.